Hi! In this video, I am going to create a scroll back to top button, with Oxygen Builder and OxyPowerPack. With the Interactivity engine, included in OxyPowerPack, there are endless possibilities. This is just a quick demonstration of what can be done, without writing a single line of code, and without leaving the Oxygen Builder editor. First, I am going to add a div element. And set its width and height values. Then, set its background color to white. 100 pixels width seems more appropriate. And 50 pixels height. The height is not reflected because Oxygen sets a default height to empty divs, but as soon as we add something, it will get its 50 pixels height. Then, add a text element. Set its color to black, set its value and set a proper font size. I will use emoji to add an arrow pointing up. Now that they are universally supported, I like to use emoji symbols. But, they don't look the same on every browser, so it's not a recommendable idea. The good part is that you only have to copy and paste, just like any other character. Now, center everything inside the div element. Add a pointer cursor because this will be a clickable element. And position it fixed to the bottom. And maybe 20 pixels from the right. The button will be overlapping other elements, so let's make it transparent. And remove the transparency on mouse hover. Now we have a back to the top button that looks and feels good, but it does nothing. To make it do something, let's use the OxyPowerPack's interaction engine. Having the div element selected, click on the Click event, from the Interactivity tab. This will allow us to add actions that will be performed when the user clicks our div element. Then, in the Actions column, click on the plus symbol to add a new action, and select the Scroll to Top action. We can add as many actions as we need, and they will be executed in order, one after another. In the Action column, we have all the settings for the currently selected action. The Scroll to Top action only allows us to set how many seconds should the scrolling animation take. Now, if we already are in the top of the page, we don't want the button to appear. To accomplish this, I am going to select the section that is on the top, and select the Enter Viewport event. This event allows us to add actions to be executed when the section becomes visible. This happens on page load, because it is our firstmost element, and happens again every time we scroll up from the bottom to the top, so the section enters the viewport and is visible again. So, we add a hide action to this event. And the hide action allows us to configure which element we want to hide. Click on the Choose button to select our floating div element. Now, every time we scroll down enough to make the first section disappear, the floating div will appear. Now, let's make the opposite with the Exit Viewport event, to make the floating div element disappear, every time the section is visible. And that's it. Let's save the page, and see the result in the front end. As we can see, the floating div disappears immediately on page load because the first section is in the viewport. But as soon as we scroll down, enough for the first section to leave the visible area of the page, then the div appears. And disappears and appears again as we scroll up and down. Finally, if we click on the div element, the scroll to top action is performed. Thank you very much for watching.